Today, in the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about what's happening in the markets. We will talk about some specific stocks and how they have behaving today. We'll talk about what is moving the markets, and I will review Rob Booker's new service, the Profit Accelerator, because that's what you were asking for. You know that I've set up a website, askmarkus.com, where you can ask your questions, vote them up, and it seems that right now most of you are interested to learn more about Rob Booker's new service. So I took a few hours to see through a webinar, walk through a webinar, watch the webinar, you get the idea, right? And explored their service in detail. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So good to see you all here. Let's jump right into the markets and let's see what is happening. So the markets are starting off the first quarter with a bang. Today's April 1st, April Fool's Day. And you would think that this might be a joke, but it is not. The Dow is right now down 1,000 points. We have another 30 minutes to go. So we will see. It seems that right now we are at session low. So what is driving the markets today? Why is the Dow going down? Actually, let me go to a 5-minute chart where you see right now we already opened lower this morning. And you see we're constantly going down. We're sitting right now at session low. So what's causing this drop? Well, the drop is caused because right now there is 100,000 to 240,000 death predicted to hit the United States in the next few weeks based on the virus. I'm not supposed to say anything else because then YouTube doesn't like it. Anyhow, you know what we are talking about, right? And it seems that the peak will come in 2 weeks from now. So around mid-April. That is the prediction right now, and this means that if the peak is coming mid-April, we might actually have to extend the stay at home for longer than anticipated, which is the end of April, so which will have more of an impact at the economy, and this is why markets are plummeting right now. Now, a few stocks that I want to mention here today that got really hit hard. Carnival Cruise, we have talked about the cruise lines, and I told you, I think the cruise lines are a host, and this is what we see today. Carnival Cruise Line down 28% for the day. We also have GE down 10%, so that's quite a lot. The airlines still being hurt, so Delta Airlines down 15%, American Airlines down 12% here. Boeing today down 12%, and I personally like it because you know that recently I've been doing really well selling puts, and so I like these bigger down days. They drive up the put premiums, and therefore you can get more bang for your buck. We will talk about options more probably in the next couple of days. So banks are also hammered here. Wells Fargo down 7.5%, and also surprisingly today being dragged down is Uber. So these are some notable stocks of what's happening here today. Now, surprisingly, gold is pulling back again, and this is surprising, right? I mean, gold, the flight to the safe haven gold is not happening. It seems that right now everybody wants to be in cash. So Bitcoin also down today, 3.5%. So Bitcoin doesn't seem to be the safe haven that everybody thought it would be, because as you can see, as the stock market was crashing, so was Bitcoin, and right now it's pretty much moving here in unison with the stock market. So that's what's going on. What else do we have? Crude oil slightly up today, but overall, as you can see, in a very, very solid downtrend. All right, so let me come back to you for a moment. So good to be back, to see you here. I see all of the comments coming in here. Great questions, and I'm peeking over at my other monitor here about buying USO stocks. This is just a live chat, or is there a video? Yeah, there's a video. I'm here. Hope that you can all see me. Okay. Anyhow, so let's take a look at the questions that you are submitting. As said, I set up a website that is called askmarkus.com. You see it in the ticker down here. And on this website, you can ask your questions, and you can take a look at the questions that others asked, and then I will go through this. You can upvote a question, you see. You can give a question a thumbs up. Just go to askmarkus.com. That's where you can do it. And you see right now, 12 of you said, will you review Rob Booker's course offered on Thursday that you have been emailing about? Saw the session, but seems dodgy. No one's talking about it anywhere online. We are going to change that. We are going to talk about it online and live here on air. And I'll cut out this little segment when we talk about it, make a dedicated video out of this so that you can watch it again. So I will dive into this one. I think we already talked about this last time, the mastermind program. So if you have any questions around that, around the mastermind program, contact Lisa at rockwelltrading.com and she can help you and give you more information about that. Tomorrow, just to give you an idea, unless something changes here, tomorrow I'm going to talk about where and which websites I'm getting my news from in the morning before I start my trading day. So I'll walk you through my morning routine, what time I'm getting up, what time I set my alarm, what I do first thing when I get to the desk, and I will reveal all of this tomorrow in the Coffee with Markay. All right, so again, if you have any questions, go to just askmarkus.com and type in your question there, or just upvote any of the questions that you see where you say, oh yeah, that is a great question. Let's actually talk about this. Okay. So again, we talked about the nasty virus that is going around. So one of the things that is sending the markets lower here today is simply the fact that at first we thought we might be peaking here in the United States. You see, over the past few days, it seemed that it has been slowing down, but then we have, again, a new record high in terms of new daily cases, and experts are now saying, yep, it'll get really bad. So President Trump said, we should be prepared for a really, really ugly 2 weeks. And this is what the market is reacting to right now, going lower. All right, let me come back to you full screen. Let me take a very brief look at your questions and comments, which I really appreciate. And then we get into the review. Okay. So Karen says, I like the ticker. The color changed. It's easier to read. Okay, good. that was... oh... Karen likes it. John doesn't like it. We'll talk about the ticker later. And yes, we can make this go away right now. Because I think for now we have seen enough of the ticker. So let me get rid of this. My idea is to have this ticker there for a few minutes so that you know exactly what we are talking about. And then once we know what we're talking about, we can remove the ticker. Okay, so let's talk about Rob Booker. And here's what I'm going to do. I am actually right now recording this little segment extra because Asia, my editor, will do her magic and then turn this into a really cool review video. All right, let's get started. So last week, Rob Booker and Markay Latimer launched their new services, Profit Accelerator. And in this video right now, I will review their service. We'll talk about who is Markay Latimer. We'll talk about what is her retirement pattern. We'll talk about, is there anything unique about this pattern? We'll also talk about what's included in the service. I will tell you whether I think the service is worth the investment or not. And then at the end, I'll give you a final verdict of a thumbs up or a thumbs down for this service. So let's get started. All right, so in order to review Rob Booker's new service, let's break it down into 5 parts. And the first part I want to get started with is, who is Markay Latimer? I hope that I pronounce her last name correctly, because Rob is launching his new service together with another trader, and her name is Markay Latimer. So who is she? And this is where I did a quick Google search here. Let me bring it up, because I wanted to know, who the heck is this? So I did a quick Google search. Let me move this over here for a second. And you see, this is the official site of Markay Latimer. So I wanted to go there and find out, what is this all about? So this is her website. I went to About to learn more about her. So apparently that's her. And if you scroll down to the website, you will see that she supposedly turned $2,000 into $2 million in 2 years. So that's what she says. Okay, so that's the first thing, going to her website. And then looking back at the Google search, where we go over here, don't think we need that. dismiss. Just want to see if we can get some more space. So, also, it seems that she is an instructor for Better Trades. That's a company that teaches how to trade stocks and options. So she has been an instructor there for many years, it seems. A faculty instructor, according to her LinkedIn profile. Now, according to her website, she founded her own education company in 2017. That's what we saw here. Okay, so in 2017, Markay started her own company. Now, I wanted to see if there are any negative reviews about Markay. And so, again, Google helps us with this. So when I click on Markay Latimer review, there wasn't a whole lot going on here. So I couldn't find any negative reviews, only positive reviews. So, I mean, what do you say? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she really did turn $2,000 into $2 million in 2 years. Now, I think that's very impressive. Now, the next question is, how exactly did she do that? So, let's take a look at the next element. And the next element is number 2. What is Markay's retirement pattern? Now, this is where I watched a 90-minute webinar with Rob Booker and Markay, in which Markay showed her chart setup. And I took a screenshot that I can show it to you here right now. So, oops. Here we go. This is a screenshot of the webinar where Markay explains her setup. So as you can see, she's using 3 exponential moving averages. The 10 EMA, that's her writing, not mine. Okay, so she has written this down here. So the 10-day exponential moving average, the 20-day exponential moving average, and the 50-day exponential moving average. Now, the retirement pattern that Markay and Rob are talking about is a retracement to the 10-day EMA. So when prices are going back to the 10-day EMA, at this point, Markay is looking for a breakout both to the upside or the downside to get a trade. You see, I marked it here at the very right hand. The blue line is the 10-day exponential moving average, and she is looking for a very specific candlestick pattern. I haven't quite understood what that is. So now that you know the pattern that Markay is using for her trades, let's talk about the next element. Is there anything unique about this pattern? Now, see, when I looked at it at first glance, it seems that the mysterious retirement pattern is just a retracement to the 10-day exponential moving average. So, is this just a marketing gimmick, or is there more to this pattern? Now, in the webinar that I listened to, Rob and Markay explained that there's actually 5 elements to this pattern. Number 1, the retracement to the 10-day exponential moving average. Okay. Number 2, a unique candlestick pattern, and I haven't found out yet what that is. The third element there is a volume pattern. So Markay is looking at the 5-day moving average of volume, and she wants to see if the volume is above or below the 5-day moving average. Now, the fourth element to this retirement pattern is Rob's and Markay's trading experience. And the fifth element is the fundamental analysis of the sector and the particular stock. So now the last 2 ones are tricky because how do you quantify that, right? Now, think about it this way. I love the beach. And the kids and I, we love riding the waves. No, we are not wave surfers, by no means. We just stand in the water, right? We wait for a good wave, and then we try to swim with the wave as far as possible. I'm pretty sure that you have done it too, right? So here's the problem. Some of the waves look great when they're forming. But when we try to ride it, it turned out to be just an okay wave. You see, maybe that's why the real surfers, the real wave surfers, let so many waves go by until they find the perfect one. And I think that's where Rob's and Markay's trading experience come in. According to the webinar that I watched, they said that there are 200 stocks every day that meet the technical pattern, which is the retracement to the 10-day exponential moving average, the candlestick pattern, and the volume pattern. And now, according to them, Rob and Markay are filtering out the best 2 to 3 stocks using their trading experience and some fundamental analysis of the stock and the sector. Now, this brings us to the next element of this service. Number 4, what exactly is included in the service? Now, for me, the most valuable part of the service is the signal service. This means that you're receiving an email or a text message whenever Rob or Markay are identifying a new stock to trade. And I want to show you exactly what this looks like because I took a screenshot of one that I received just a couple of days ago. Here we go. So this is a screenshot of an email, and both Rob and Markay like to trade options, which I think is perfect for small accounts. So here's a trade alert that I received, as you can see, on March 30th, 2020, 2 days ago. Now, very, very important right now. Do yourself a favor and do not judge the service based on this one trade. I'm just using it as an example so that you know what to expect if you choose to sign up for this service. Okay, so here is what I personally really like about this alert. Number 1, it is super specific. They tell you exactly what to buy and the maximum price you should pay. In this example, we are talking about Disney, and they want to buy a 95 put on Disney with a May expiration, May 15 expiration for $8 or better. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you see it here exactly. Is this better to read? There we go. Perfect. Now, it also, as you can see, includes a stop loss. Now, for me, that is important because, as we all know, losses are part of our business as traders, so you need to know when to bail if the trade doesn't work out. No, number 3, it also includes a profit target. And you see, you need to know when to take profits because most traders exit too early or too late, and then they leave money on the table. Now, what I also like about it, number 4, is that the profit target is larger than the stop loss. In this example, they recommend risking $1.50, so get in at $8, bail when it drops down to $6.50, so risking $1.50 trying to make $8 because they recommend a target of $16. That's more than a 1-to-5 risk-reward ratio, which I think is great because this way you can still make money even if half of your trades are losing trades. Now, the 5th thing that I really like is what you see here. They include a detailed explanation of the trade, and this is great because I personally am more confident in taking a trade when I know why somebody is recommending it. Okay, so get back to this here in just a moment. Now, if I may remember correctly, you're getting 1 to 2 of these trade alerts per week for 2 years. That's around 100 to 200 trade alerts, which I think is pretty good. Now, we will continue this review here in just a moment, but let me ask you, is this helpful thus far? Because if you find this helpful, do me a favor and click on like so that I know which videos you like the best, and then I will make more of them. Click on like now and make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Now, in addition to these trade alerts, which I think is the meat and potato of the service, there's a bunch of stuff in the members area. Let me actually jump into the members area. So I logged in here. This is where you see you get the trade alerts, a trading masterclass, a closed door profit webinar, a monthly mastermind call, the real-time trades with Markay, and profit circles, which apparently are coming soon. But you see, for me, this is all bonus. I personally like the trade alerts the best, but if you're new to trading, then you'll find a bunch of videos here in the members area, like the trading masterclass here, that can help you to take your trading to the next level. You see, this is where there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bunch of videos in there. Anyhow, good. Let's go back here. Now, the key question that probably you're most wondering about is this service worth the investment? So let's do some math here. So if I remember correctly, you get 2 trade alerts per week. And the program, I believe, goes for a year, I think. But I also think they gave everybody who signed up when they opened the program, the service, 2 years of the signal service. But for now, let's just go with 1 year for now. So 1 year, 2 trades per week would be 104 trades. Now, in the trade alert for Disney that I just showed you, they suggested to risk $150 to make $800. Now, let's say that you're only right, no, that they are right, only 1 out of 3 trades. I think that's very conservative, but let's use this for our math. So you have 105 trades, and 1 out of 3 is a profitable. This means that only 35 trades are profitable, and they expect $800 per trade. So let's do the math. 35 times 800, that's 28,000 on your winning trades. Now, obviously, you also have losing trades. So you have 70, twice as many, 70 losing trades. But here you lose $150 per trade. So let's do the math. That's 70 times 150. Okay, so that's 10,500 on your losing trades. So you make 28,000 on your winning trades, and you lose 10,500 on your losing trades. So this means that after 100 trades, you're looking at around $17,500. It's not bad at all, don't you think? So I believe the investment in the program is $997, and $997 with the potential to make $17,500 seems to be a worthy investment. Now, keep in mind, I'm not making any income claims. I'm doing some simple math based on the basics that I saw here, based on the trade that I received from them. So, as you know, there's risk in trading. Maybe you sign up for this program and never make $1. Can happen, right? Or you make more of this. There's no income claims. There's no guarantees that you will make money. I'm just doing the math. And by doing the math and some following my calculator here, it seems that there's a potential that you could make $17,500 per year. Now, the final verdict. That's what I said. Is this a thumbs up or is this a thumbs down? Now, the key question is this program for you? So here's what I believe. This program is for you if you want somebody to spoon feed you trades, because that's what you get. You get the trades as a text alert and an email, so you can't miss it. So this is for you if you like specifics like the entry point, stop loss, and profit target. Now this is for you if you're happy with only 1 to 2 trades per week, which for me is not a lot. I personally need more action, but if you want more action, you can always use this program as an add-on. And I mean, most importantly, this is for you if you like the overall idea of the retirement pattern. So, and I've shown you the retirement pattern earlier. It's the retracement to the 10-day exponential moving average, a unique candlestick pattern, and showed you the five elements. Anyhow, that's what I could find out about it. I hope this helps, and if this helps, make sure that you like this video and also subscribe to my channel. And if you found this video helpful, click on any of the videos that appear on the page right now, and I will see you in the next video. All right, take care. Don't go anywhere. This was part of the video that we will cut out, and this is why I also talked about the videos. But I'm now here to answer your questions live. I'm so glad that you're here, so I'll be happy to answer any questions about the markets, about Rob's program. Whatever you have in mind here, I'm pulling out the questions right now, and it is so good to see you all here. Now, Alex is asking, would you buy USO stocks? So first of all, USO is not a stock. Let's go back to trading here for a moment. USO, I'm going to show my screen here for a moment. So USO, I need to move a few things around on my screen here. USO is an ETF that is mirroring crude oil. So I actually have sold put options on this because I believe that it will go up. Now, for a longer term investment, you could just buy it, because if you look at it, so oil at some point was at $13, or USO was at $13. Right now it is at $4. So is it likely that it goes back up there? Maybe, but keep in mind right now, I mean, oil is risky when you invest in this because it's still going down. I mean, don't fight the trend here. And secondly, this is a longer term investment. It might take until end of the year until we see oil going up. But if you're in it for a long term investment, that might be a good idea. Tomorrow we're going to talk about leap options. But tomorrow or the day after, we'll talk about leap options, which are long expiration options, and this might be something that you want to consider for this. Anyhow, great question. So good to see you. Okay. So Amit is asking if I'm reviewing Monday morning paychecks. No, I already did this. There's a video. Just look for Monday morning paychecks, and I did a review on that, and you can take a look at that one. Okay, good. So Jim says, like the new ticker colors. Appreciate it. So good to see you. And let's see, what else do we have? John is not a fan of the ticker. What do you guys think of the ticker? I mean, I try to keep the colors a little bit neutral, and I just leave it on for a few minutes and then we take it off. Just thought in the beginning might be helpful that you know exactly what's happening and what we're going to talk about here. All right. So Mary's asking, would you be buying puts or selling calls in a bear market? So I would actually sell puts. And here's why. So this is what I did. I sold puts on Boeing. I sold, that's what I did this morning. Sold puts on Boeing, sold puts on Disney. And here's why. I believe that these companies in the long run will go up again. If they keep tanking lower and I get a sign, I'll be happy to own these companies. I think both Disney and Boeing are strong companies. We'll talk about it in a moment of why I think that is the case. But I just want to go through a few more questions, and then we can dive deeper to Boeing and Disney if you would like to know more about this. If you do, just type it in the comments here. Good. So Sean, should we still be on the sidelines? Here's the deal. If you are using the PowerX Optimizer, with it's the software that I use, I would stay on the sidelines with any stock tips from the PowerX Optimizer, because this software is designed to work in normal markets, which we have 98% of the time, and then 2% of the time we have crazy markets like this. I mean, if you're subscribing to my newsletter, which I'd be happy to send you for free, you have seen that yesterday we finished the worst quarter for the S&P 500 ever, right? I mean, this is obviously unusual market. So this is where you want to trade unusual strategies. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing it right now this week here with my mastermind. So the people, the traders that I personally mentor, this is where every morning we're putting on trades that are very specific to this market. So I am very actively trading. And if you guys are trading the Rockwell power spreads based on binary options, they're just great to trade. This week we already had 2 winning trades, so turned out well thus far. Can't remember, on Monday I think it was small loss, 2 small winners, things slightly up, and in these crazy markets, that is pretty good. All right, Michael, I keep getting a 502 error when you try to order. Oh dear Lord, I'm so sorry about this. Can you do me a favor, please? If you could just quickly call or text 512-337-1885. That's my team. They will take care of it. So Michael, if you could just shoot a text. I hope that you're in the US. Otherwise, add a +1 to 512-337-1885. Call them, text them, let them know, hey, I'm having problems. Can you help me? And I'm sure that they will be very happy to help you out. Oh my gosh, Mary, I see that you asked the same question 6 times. I see your questions. 1 time is enough, okay? All right, Thomas is asking, what about all the calls on PXO today on PowerX Optimizer? Right now, in terms of PowerX Optimizer, I'm still staying on the sidelines, and here's why. Let me just show you. I'm going back to the charts here, and the chart that I want to bring up here right now is, let me just get rid of the caller text. I think you have the number. If not, if somebody can post it in the comment, that would be fantastic. So what I like to look at is the VIX. The VIX is the volatility index. And the volatility index is measuring the fear in the market. Now, I want to switch right now to a weekly chart so that you get an idea. Look at this. A normal range for the VIX, VIX, is anywhere between 10 and 20. Do you see this? In normal market conditions, that's what we had in 2018, 2017. See it here at the bottom, 2016, 2015. In 2008, that's when the VIX jumped as high as it is right now. Okay? So that's why I say right now, look at this. How many times how often is the market normal between 10 and 20? This is 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. You get the idea. And then you have these few weeks where it's going out of whack. While it is out of whack, while this is still that high, I like to rather sell puts. This is what I've been showing you here. That's where we do a special class, a free class around probably next week, maybe next Wednesday. And you see, I would like to see that the VIX is coming down to probably around 30 before I consider again taking positions that PowerX Optimizer is recommending. Okay, very good question, Thomas. Is this helping, Thomas, and everybody else? If it is helping, do me a favor. Click on like, and I appreciate it. This is your way of saying this is good, right? I mean, just click on like and make sure that you subscribe to this channel. If this is your first time here, hit the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video or I'm doing another live video. Good. Yeah, Alex asking. You're asking the same question over and over. Yeah, Mary, it's okay. Okay. So, great question from Rico. Why did the market jump high just 5 minutes before the close? Let's take a look at this together, shall we? So, when we go to the markets here, and we go to the Dow, you'll see that's probably a little bit of squeezing out. So let's take a look at a 5-minute chart throughout the day. So that's where we said, all right, so you see we opened lower here from yesterday, and then we were just going lower. So if you're an intraday trader, a day trader, and you're betting on a falling market, at some point you need to close your position. If you're betting on a falling market, what do? You sell, right? So if you want to close this right before the close, this is why you would then actually start buying. And if there's enough day trader, they might drive prices up. It's not a whole lot here, but yeah, prices moved up from what? Around 150 points, 120 points here. So, but this is what's usually happening towards the end of the day. Making sense? Being helpful? All right, good. Great question here. Good. Robert says, still waiting for the book, can't wait to read it. We just shipped a whole bunch of books out. So if your book was in this batch, the team will send you an email with the tracking. And the books are flying off the shelf, and here's why. As you know, I'm giving away this book for free. So all I ask is that you pay for the shipping and handling, which is $4.95. So you can have my book, The PowerX Strategy, that I just released a few months ago for free. Somebody can post the link here. But there's so many of you ordering, which is great. So the printer keeps printing as quickly as possible. So if you're ordering today, the next batch is coming in on April 10th, so in just a few days. And we, of course, ship them first come, first serve, so whoever orders first gets the book first. Okay. Good. All right, so Rajai says markets will take out the lows from last week like a hot knife on butter. We shall see, right? I mean, we shall see. I mean, we talked about it several times here in Coffee with Markus. Yes, I do believe that this year what we have seen, let me just bring back the chart here, that we are not yet at the lows. We're not out of the woodwork. So we talked about this, talked about that we will see a retracement, which we see right now. So I personally think the retracement will probably go to 19 to 20,000, somewhere here, and then we might go back up. But yes, it is possible that we can take out the lows. We'll see, right? I mean, this is where, see, I really appreciate all the comments, but here's what I do. As you know, trade what you see, not what you think. And this is what this show is all about. Coffee with Markus. And trade what you see, not what you think. All right. Great questions here. Great questions. So, Jeff, same question here. Bought the 2 books about a week and a half ago. Still haven't seen them. Yes, I am running short. And team, can you let me know in the chat here? When did we send out the book? Was it yesterday or the day before? So we just sent out, I think it was 300 books that we just sent out. Michael is asking, at what price would you buy Carnival? At no price. I think they're in trouble. I think the cruise lines are in deep trouble. I don't think that all the cruise lines will survive. I think because we have Royal Caribbean, we have Norwegian Cruise Lines, we have Carnival Cruise Lines, there's probably a couple of others. I think there will be some consolidation. I don't think that all of them are going out of this alive. So, And honestly, to me, it seems, but that's an opinion. But when I'm looking at the charts, it seems that Carnival is the weakest of all them. Maybe the others will have enough money to scoop up Carnival. Who knows, right? So I, at this point, was very tempted to sell puts on Carnival. I was thinking about buying it, but looking into some of the fundamentals, I do not like it. So I not a big fan of this. Okay. Good. Adventure says, though that's probably about Mark and Rob. Wouldn't say this is rocket science. No, I mean, you see, nothing is rocket science. Honestly, I mean, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to trade. That's my personal opinion. Here's why. You see, I personally, as you know, I'm just using 3 indicators. I'm using the RSI, the MACD, and the stochastics. It's not rocket science at all what I'm doing here. Because trust me, I'm not that smart. So, if I would be a rocket scientist, I don't know what I would do. Maybe I would work for Richard Branson and then fly to the moon or something like this. You see, none of the stuff in trading is super complicated. You need to find something that works for you, right? And this is where you need to find something that speaks to you, that helps you, right? And where you know your risk and reward ratio, where you know the winning percentage. And this is why in the software that I personally use, the PowerX Optimizer, I see all this information, because for me it is super helpful to know if I had traded this particular stock according to the rules of the PowerX strategy, how many winning trades would I have had? How many losing trades would I have had? How much money would I have made? How much money would I have lost on average? How much money would I have made on average? What is my risk-reward ratio? You see, for me, this is super important information that helps me to place the next trade with confidence. Anyhow, yeah, it's not rocket science at all. John says, I've got 3 books. You're welcome to one of mine. All right. John says, don't tell me Markay didn't blow up an account on her way. I wouldn't be surprised. I blew up 3 accounts in the beginning of my trading career. I think it's part of trading in the beginning. See, I was greedy. In the beginning, I thought I started with $10,000. Actually, I think I started with almost $20,000. This was back in 2002. And within a few months, I traded all the way down to $8,000. So lost more than half. Why? I made all the rookie mistakes in the beginning of my trading career, right? I was holding on to losing trades for too long. I was taking money off the table too quickly. I jumped from one system to another system. I never followed through with one system. So, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if Markay blew out an account. I can just tell you I blew out, was it 2 or 3 accounts? But I had my fair amount of blowing out. And if you talk to any trader that eventually made it, they were probably happy to tell you, yes, I did blow out accounts. So if you're at the beginning of a trading career and right now you're struggling and you see, oh my gosh, my account is going down, it's normal, right? I mean, this is why you're probably here watching me, and I hope that I can help you with your trading and give you some helpful tips and show you how I trade, and hope that this turns into making money for you. Anyhow, good to see you all. Good. So, Jeff, okay, this was regarding this. What happened to talking about OPX? What is OPX? What's OPX? I'll be happy to look it up, Sam. We wanted to talk about OPX? Is that a symbol? We'll be happy to talk about OPX. Don't even know. OPX. It's an OTC stock. I don't know. Maybe you're talking about something else. Doesn't come up for me. I don't think that I ever said that I wanted to take about OPX. Or did I? All right. Sam is asking, why are we talking about somebody else? Because you asked me to. See, this is where I have this website that's called askmarkus.com. When you go to this website, this is where you can ask a question, and you can also say, hey, I like this question. You can upvote it. So this way I take it next. So, and this is where many of you, 12 of you said, will you review Rob Booker's course offered? And Here we go. I mean, this is your show. I'm doing this for you. So, Sam, if you have another question, feel free to ask it here and see if some of the people like this question as well. Vote it up. So I told you, tomorrow I'm going to talk about this question here. Which websites I'm personally using before I enter my trades. What I do in the mornings, my morning routine. That's what we're doing tomorrow. Anyhow, Sam, does this help while we are talking about somebody else? Because you asked me to. Okay, good. All right. Fantastic. Good. Oh, thank you so much for all the feedback here. Sean says, we'll take you over Rob any day. Appreciate it. Rob is a good friend of mine. Rob is a good friend. He's a good guy. Adventure is asking, would that include trade commissions? No, and here's why. In the United States right now, trading is commission-free. So if you're in another country, you still might have trade commissions. Here in the United States, since October 2019, most major brokers offer commission-free trading, a whopping zero. Now, for options contracts, you often still pay 65 cents per trade. So, I mean, we talked about 100 trades, right? 100 trades times 65 cents. I can probably do the math here. 100 times 65. That's $65 times 2 because you need to pay commission when you enter the trade and then when you exit the trade. So that would be $130. So if you're making $17,500 and you have to pay $130 in commissions, I think you will be fine. Okay. Michael is asking, how low do you think Carnival will go? I think they still have room to the downside. I do believe so. Okay, good. All right. Caleb is saying, this is helpful. I'm not experienced enough to judge whether a program is worth a while, so appreciate Markus applying experience on my behalf. Be happy to, so if you want me to review any other programs, I'll be happy to do that too. Just go to askmarkus.com. Let me actually, for now, just for a moment, to bring back the ticker here, because then you see, if you have a question for Markus, go to askmarkus.com. That's where you can, especially if you're not watching this video live. For those of you who are watching this video live, as you can see, I can answer your questions live. But for those of you who are watching the recording here, go to askmarkus.com, ask a question. Good. What is your overall thought regarding the markets today? Well, the markets will remain volatile. So, you see, with every day that is going on during this market crash right now, during this crisis, the worldwide crisis, we get a better idea of how this impacts our economy, right? So today is April 1st. Today, rent is due in all of the United States and probably all over the world, right? So today we will find out how many people cannot pay their rent. So over the next few days, and not only people, but also companies. I mean, Cheesecake Factory already said we won't pay rent. I think a few other retailers said we won't be able to pay rent. So as we continue in this crisis, we become more and more aware of what ripple effect this has in all sectors that we have currently going on. So I do believe that we haven't seen the worst yet. I do believe that we will see another dip. Today, we're only down 4.5%. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another follow through this week to the downside, especially when unemployment is coming out tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, we will see the weekly claims again. Last week, it jumped to 3.5 million or 3.2 million. For tomorrow, they expect another 2.5 million to be added to this, and this is only for 1 week. You know that they say they expect unemployment shortly to rise to almost 30%, right? And the question is, how quickly can we get out of this? This is where some say, yeah, we will see, in best case scenario, a V bottom, but others says, it might be an L, right, as we had in 2008 during the last financial crisis. And others say, well, it's probably more towards like a Nike swoosh, right? Nike, the swoosh. So we'll see. Over the next few days, we will know more as we see more of the impact on the economy. All right, Trent is asking, what markets would you trade the power spreads in right now? We are trading them actively on euro versus the dollar and on crude oil. Gold right now, didn't find anything that's exciting me. And for the indices, because volatility is so high, the spreads are too expensive. So usually we trade them on the Wall Street 30, which is the Dow, on the S&P 500, as well as crude oil and euro versus dollar. But right now, we are focusing on euro versus euro versus dollar and crude oil. All right. Can we cover calendar spreads sometime in the future? We sure can. Go to askmarkus.com, ask a question there, and if you see the question already that somebody wants to talk about calendar spreads, upvote it. Give it a quick vote. I'll make the ticker disappear here, because this way I know that most of you find this helpful. All right. Anyhow, so Bonnie is saying, did you buy puts on Love? I did, and they expired last week, worthless. So I kept the money, so that was really good. Right now, I have puts on Delta. I sold puts on Delta, and they're behaving nicely. So they expire, I believe, next week. Tomorrow we can bring up my trading account again and talk about this. Right now, oh my gosh, I promise you that I like to keep these sessions to 45 minutes because this is how long it takes me to drink my coffee before it's getting cold. To be honest, it is already cold. Anyhow, hope that you're enjoying this. Hope that you're enjoying the show where we trade what we see, not what we think. Appreciate all your feedback. Please make sure that you like this video and feel free to share this video with anybody who might find this helpful. And I will see you again tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on YouTube at 3:30 Eastern Time, 30 minutes before the markets close. You guys rock. Really love hanging out with you, and I hope that you are enjoying watching this video as much as I enjoy doing it for you. And I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.